All right, ladies and gents, not sure what I'm gonna title this, but I was sitting here thinking, like I always do, shit running through my mind, and I was thinking about how a lot of the callers who call in to the various live shows or live streams that we do, not all the callers, but some of them, they have this flight or fight response or reaction to the panelist, right? You know, I've often said, as of late, recently, how you do one thing is how you do everything, right? I'm going somewhere with this, right? I'm going somewhere with this. And what I'm talking about is how men communicate themselves and how a lot of you guys, you're not hard to figure out. You're easy to read. You're very easy to read. And try as you might to camouflage who you really are, try as you might to conceal what you don't want people to know, but you can't hide from motherfuckers who know, right? So let me explain what I mean. So when some of these callers call in, if you've ever noticed, right, and I catch every fucking thing. I might not respond to everything, but I catch it all, right? So, pause, right? That shit is, anyway, so, so what I mean by that is this. Some of the callers, they'll call in, right? And it's obvious that they need help. And they'll call in under the guise of, I have a question. I have XYZ going on. I want to know what you fellas think. What's your take, right? They'll call in under the premise that they're needing help with something, right? Right? That's what they do until this happens. Every man on that panel, all 5 of us, we're very good at reading people. All of us are. And I'm going to tell you a little secret. Every guy who is really, really good with women, I'm not talking about liars. I'm not talking about men who lie to women. I'm not talking about men who use money and trick on women. I'm not talking about those guys. I'm talking about guys who are really, really good with women. They all have the same thing in common. They know how to read women. But it ain't just women. They know how to read people. So I'm about to give it up to you right here as far as how we read these callers. So flight or fight. This is what they do. They'll call in under the guise that they need some help. So they'll start talking in no time at all. A minute or two, 3 minutes, not even 3 minutes. It don't even last that a minute or two. See, they'll call in to ask a question, but what they don't understand is because of the way you asked your question, because of the nature of your question, we see some shit. So a lot of times we don't even answer the question right away. We address the shit that we're seeing because of the question that you're asking. You understand? Because we see shit. We understand shit way more than surface level, like most of these fucking YouTubers out here, right? So what happens is, when we don't even respond and answer your question, we picking apart the shit that we see in your character as a man. We're like, hey, wait. The fact that you asking that question, and then we pinpoint exactly what the fuck it means. So flight or fight. When we figure them out and we start to break them down, they do one of two things. They either hang up or they switch up. They hang up or switch up. Zach, what do you mean? Bear in mind, what did I say earlier? They'll call in under the guise that they need some help with something. But as soon as we start to break them down, they'll be like, oh no, they see right through me. That's what they do. They see right through me. So what do? They start to switch up. Now, within the phone call, now they starting to act like they got it all figured out. Well, I really don't need no help. I was just wondering about this one little thing. No, because what's happened is you've been exposed, right? You've been exposed, and what you're feeling very inadequate as a man. You're feeling a sense of ineptitude as a man, and you don't like that feeling. You don't like that feeling. So you start to switch up and you start to put on this facade. But nigga, we already saw you. How you do one thing is how you do all things. So if we see you, guess who else see you? Women. Women. And you think words are gonna help you. This is why when guys talk all about looks, no nigga. Or guys think it's all about some smooth pickup lines. No nigga. Women see through you. See, here's the thing. You cannot call up to the Real Game No Theory podcast and pretend to be a player. You can't do it. You cannot call up. When you call up and you talk, we know. We know, nigga. We know. Now, we know right away whether or not you the type of guy where you know your way around women, but maybe you just have some inconsistencies and you need a little bit of help. Or if you're the type of dude where you need some fucking coaching. This phone call, it ain't gonna help you, dog. It ain't gonna help you. You need some coaching. We can tell now, nigga. So if we can tell, guess who else can tell? Women. They can tell. Flight or fight. So let's take it to women. Flight or fight. What do guys do when they talk to chicks? See, and this is what guys know, right? And let me just say this about guys who do that shit. Where you call in, you know you need the help, nigga. You know you need it desperately, right? So you call in under the guise that you're seeking the help that you really need, sorely need, right? Only for you to realize that we can see through you and you feel hella naked. So you start covering yourself up with lies, nigga. That's what you start doing, right? You do the same thing with women. As soon as women start to see right through your bullshit, I'll give you a prime example. Okay, and I should have been on the StreamYard so I could pull up the video so y'all can see the video. But there was a video clip, if y'all recall, and it never shows the face, but it shows a table, like they're at a little restaurant, a bar or something, and you can see the little drink on the table, and you can hear the woman's voice, and she's talking to a guy. And basically, without going, on a lengthy dialogue about that shit, or diatribe about it, basically, she thanked him for, the meal, because I guess he fed her too and all that other shit, which is dumb as fuck, right? But anyway, so she realized during the conversation, you've been trying to fuck me all night. You've been trying to get me to fuck you all night. He's like, no, I haven't. She said, yes, you have, right? And what he failed to realize is although he wasn't being direct, in your conversations with women, although you might not be meaning to do it, right? Because some of you guys are so scary. Eventually, the longer you are in the presence of a woman you are attracted to, you gonna give yourself away, right? Even if you're inadvertently saying and or doing things that might imply sex, right? The woman is picking up on it. They know. Women always know, right? So at some point at the end of the day, she basically called him out on it. And what did he do? Flight or fight. See, he tried to go. He tried to, no. That's not what it is. I'm not trying to fuck you. And then when she called him out on it, he said, yeah, fuck it. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. Now it's the fight. So within the same conversation, he flipped 3 times. He flipped 3 times. He flipped 3. Zach, break it down. How did he flip 3 times within the same conversation? Take her out on a date. Indirect. Act like he don't want to fuck. Act like that's not his main motivation. Act like he really want to get to know her. No, he don't. He want to fuck. And he was mad because he couldn't. Right? And that's how you know You guys don't want to do dates. If you do a date with a chick and you never end up smashing and you feel some type of way about that, you feel some kind of way or some type of way about that, you just did the date to fuck. You never did the date for yourself because that's what you wanted to do. You did it because you thought it would get you some pussy, right? And a lot of you guys are guilty of that, and y'all blame women. It's your fault, right? Be a man about your shit. Let women know what you really want to do, right? Stop wasting your time and your money if all you want to do is smash, right? So boom. So he switched 3 times. Again, on the date, acting like he want to get to know the chick. All you want to do is smash, right? The date is ending, right? The chick is trying to call it a night. She basically saying, oh, I can kind of tell you trying to, make this a sexual thing, and I don't fuck on the first date. And what did he say? No, it ain't about that. So now he's switching again. So he go on the date. He really want to fuck. He's been making comments the whole date, right? Even though they're indirect comments and very passive by nature. But she's picking up on it because women aren't dumb. Women can read you motherfuckers just like we can, right? So she's calling him out. So he tries to act like that's not what it is until she really hammers home her point about, yes, that's exactly what you're trying to do. You've been hitting at it all night. Well, fuck it. Now he's trying to fight. So, and the fight is, and I'll give you another example. If a woman calls you out, if you're talking to her indirectly about sex, and she says some shit like, you keep saying shit like you want this pussy. Why don't you just say it if that's what you want? And you say, fuck it. Yeah, I want to fuck. More often than not, she ain't gonna fuck you. Because she looking at you like, nigga, you weak. You been hitting at it. I know this is what you want. You sitting here talking to me about all this bullshit you don't care about, but within your conversations, I can see the creases in your conversation. I can see that what you really want. I can see what you really here for, but you're disguising your intent and I see through you. This is why guys be looking for magic words to say to bitches, man. This is why guys be looking for choosing signals so they can avoid that. And what it is, and I'm going to tell all you guys about yourself who do that. All you guys have a deceptive spirit. I'm not saying you're bad or evil people, but you have a very deceptive spirit. For you to pretend you don't want something from somebody, and then when they call you out on it, and you just either bounce on it, or you go in, all right, fuck it, I do want it. There's a very deceptive nature to you to be like that. I need you to understand that. And women understand that. And that's why they're rejecting you niggas. And it don't matter how handsome you are, it don't matter how much money you got. And let me say this about money. If you have enough money, and if you're generous with it, those women will use you. They'll be like, you know what, he ain't shit, but I'm gonna make that nigga pay though if he gonna fuck with me. I'm out.